Good morning, my U.S. government class. Good morning, or if you are my fifth period, good afternoon. I wanted to quickly do a video on what we've covered so far and show us somewhat of the requirements set forth. Of course, as you see, this is the document that I earlier mentioned to you and posted in Google Classroom. It's the Alabama Course of Study for the 12th grade. Now, we discussed Standard 1. We basically done some Acellus videos on the following: Magna Carta, the Petition of Right, English Bill of Rights, Mayflower Compacts were elements that we saw either in the Google slide presentation that I showed you or in the Edpuzzle videos. All right. And so your other lessons are on Standard 2. Summarize the significance of the First and Second Continental Congresses, the Declaration of Independence, Shays' Rebellion, and the Articles of Confederation, and the United States Constitution, which includes the Bill of Rights. So when we discuss the second standard, as I just showed you, First, Second Continental Congress, Declaration of Independence, Shays' Rebellion, and the like, if you look in Edpuzzle, you will see those titles in there. First, Second Continental Congress, Declaration of Independence, Articles of Confederation, Bill of Rights. So if you did not do your Edpuzzle videos, you set yourself at a disadvantage. In addition to them being there, they were in Acellus, and I'm going to click to show you. Of course, you saw that this was Standard 2, and I had you to do the items that I am showing you: Declaration of Independence. All right. You see the Articles of Confederation, Shays' Rebellion, and you see those other titles that fall under it, such as the Federalist and Anti-Federalist. And you also see the Constitution and the major principles of the Constitution. Now in Google Classroom on day 14, remember I had you to do a descriptive frame, and I'm going to click on it just to remind you. And the same subjects were there, because I wanted you to get a little practice on your own with answering questions that will lead you to a deeper understanding of your topics. If you look on day 14 in the classroom, and I pretty much clicked out of it, but I'm going to click back in it. Scroll down your wall. Of course, you remember that the week folder belongs to the independent students. You found day 14. There were other documents attached to it. This was the template that showed you what to answer. Remember, you had your own student version. I provided a video, and then we had the document that you basically had your titles on what you were supposed to do. So on day 15, if you look in the lesson outline, I wanted you to create your Google Slides from those topics yesterday, and you were going to pick 3 of the questions, either who, what, when, where, why, or how, and your partner that was on that same list picked 3 out. Then, of course, I posted the Google slide where everyone was able to do their topic, and then I showed you how to add your voice on the slide. You want to make sure that this is done in the first couple of minutes of class, if it is not already done, because after today it will be locked. So I will open this up, and those same topics that we have here, and just a few more are included on that Google slide, and they were done by name. So Mariana is one of my independent students, and as you see, she added some information. You see the same topics that are there. And this was a quick study guide for any test that you might have. However, the post will disappear, and it will reappear after your exam has been taken. Now, I told you on yesterday that you were going to make sure that your work on Tuesday, which was the topics 33 through 50, was done. And so I will show that to you because you don't have the numbers in Acellus. So I told you this was a special lesson, but Articles of Confederation. All right, you see this is 41 Shays' Rebellion. I told you that you could take the Unit 3 exam, and I told you to go ahead and work on 52 through 56. Thereafter, you would have had to wait, stop at 56, don't move on to 57, and I was going to forward you to lessons 102, and I told you that you were going to independently do lessons 102 to 112, and as you see, 102 is the Bill of Rights, along with 103, of course, the lesson that you do. And then it broke down the First and Fourth Amendment into videos and lessons. Thereafter, you had Amendments 11 through 20, and then 21 through 27, and I told you to stop. Don't even do the Unit 7 review. And so, if you follow the instructions, you would see where you are. So where would that have placed you? That would place you to a point where you had several practices with Standard 2 and just a few things in Standard 3, such as the Bill of Rights, explaining the Federalist Papers, because remember that was in EdPulse as well. Now, why did we do all of that? We did that because the current event was on Standard 2, the back end, the Bill of Rights, and of course the amendments to the Constitution. All right. So let's see how that looks. So on day 16, which was yesterday, on the 30th, if you looked under the post that read day 16 U.S. Government first period lesson outline, you will see that the current event is set to be due on Friday. All right. So if you click on this box, it will take you back to the original post that houses your government current event. And so it's on amendment. I told you already how to set this up several times to make sure you do it right. I am going to discuss with you the 3 parts of the Constitution in this video. And after I do that, I'm going to talk about breaking down the Bill of Rights. And you're going to do just a small worksheet to break down the Constitution. Just a Google Doc. After you do that, pretty much the assignment is going to require you to analyze an event, something that happened as it relates to an amendment in the Constitution. So you're going to select an article from a reliable internet news venue, and then the article by date can range from December until January 15, 2019. I am going to switch that date, and I am going to show you what date I switch it to. So pay very close attention because it will change. All right, so let's see what the current event says. Your new date, of course, is from the start of January 1st of this year to October the 1st, which is today. You'll receive 10 points for getting that done. You'll find the article, explain the situation, and describe the event with specific reference to the Constitution. I would like the specific reference to be on one of the Bill of Rights. So be sure to attach the link to it because that is a part of your point system, and the total is 25. Always read through the grading chart to see how you did on the assignment. Always read your non-negotiable. Watch your MLA video to make sure your paper is structured right, and I also included a video just as a brush up. So back to the Constitution. The Constitution is broken up into 3 parts. You have the preamble, you have the articles, and you have the amendments. Now, the preamble is pretty much the introduction and the purpose of the Constitution, and it starts off with "We the People." So pause the video and make sure you read this because it will help you to do the assignment. After you've done that, the first thing I want you to know is that the 7 Articles of the U.S. Constitution, differs than the Articles of Confederation. The Articles of Confederation was an entire document. The articles, or should I say the 7 articles in the Constitution, is a part of a document, and that document is the U.S. Constitution. So as you see, the articles, there are 7. The first one is on the legislative branch. It describes pretty much the job of the Senate and House of Representatives, qualifications and the like. Second one is the executive branch, and the third is judicial. The easy way to remember this is the word leg and replace the G with the J. So legislative, E, executive, replace the G with the J, judicial. The fourth basically talks about states' power, or what we know as interstate relation. The Fifth Amendment basically, pay attention. I apologize. The 5th article basically talks about how you can amend one of the amendments. And these are the amendments, by the way, 27. So 5 tells you how it can be changed in the Constitution. 6 basically talks about the federal government and that it is the supreme power. In other words, no laws can go over it. And then the 7th article talks about ratification, and ratify just means to approve. So 2 vocabulary terms that you definitely want to know is amendment means to change, ratify means to approve. And remember that Article 6 deals with the supremacy, and supreme just means at the top. So, an easy way to remember the first 10 amendments, of course, is knowing that there are 27 in the Constitution, but the first 10 are called the Bill of Rights. The first 8 are safeguards for the people. The way that I remember the First Amendment, of course, you see, is the freedom of religion, speech, press, assembly, and petition. I use it by the word RAPS, R-A-P-P-S. Freedom of religion, R, A of assembly, first P of petition, the other P, press, and then speech. Second one, you can read what it says. Remember, I can have a gun. 3, you can't come in my house. 4, unless you have a search warrant. 5, if accused, I still have rights. 6, one of those rights is a fair and speedy trial by a jury. 7, those rights for a jury includes civil cases. 8, you can't treat me wrong. 9, power to the people. 10, power to the states. That's my cheat sheet for 1 through 10. So remember that. 2 basically talks about the right to bear arms. So I said I can have a gun. 3, soldiers can't live in your house. So I said you can't come in my house. 4 talks about no person can be arrested and property searched unless they have probable cause, and they can't come in your house without a search warrant. So I said 4, unless you have a search warrant. 5 ensures due process of law before you can be punished. So I said, if accused, I still have rights. 6, the person has the right to a fair and speedy trial by a jury. The jury are those people selected to hear the case and decide guilty or not guilty. Most of the time, they'll send a letter in the mail to say that you have jury duty. Of course, you cannot back out of it unless you have a really, really good excuse. All right, so I said for 6, one right is a fair and speedy trial by jury. 7 basically says that you have that same right in civil cases. You have 2 types of cases. You have criminal cases and you have civil cases. A criminal case would be such as if you robbed a store or you killed someone. God forbid, none of you all will fit that category ever, I pray. And then a civil case may be a case just as a dispute of some type of issue that one of the citizens in that place have. All right, you killed my cat and then she killed my dog, or she beat me out of money, all right, and she owes me. That would probably fall in the civil case. 8, basically the big part that I picked out of it, basically you can't have an excessive bail or fine, and then they forbid cruel and unusual punishment. And that's why I stated that you can't treat me wrong, because you would probably remember cruel and unusual punishment. 9, if the Constitution does not include the rights of all the people and the states, basically, I explained that to be, it is not in the Constitution, the power belongs to the people. And then 10, any power that the Constitution does not give to the federal government belongs to the states. And with that I said, it goes to the states. So remember that. 1, RAPS. 2, I can have a gun. 3, you can't come in my house. 4, unless you have a search warrant. 5, if accused, I still have rights. 6, 1 is a fair and speedy trial by a jury. 7, even in civil cases. 8, you can't treat me wrong. 9, if not to the people. 10, to the states. Just a quick cheat sheet, and you see that there are 27 in all.